922 936. My other studio guest, other than Chef Alastair Wise, is Penny Lamprey, who coordinated the Hobart Mums Network in their production of Inspired Cooking, which Alastair is holding in his hand. Penny, who's the Hobart Mums Network? Who are you?
The Hobart Mums Network was formed by Christine Jolly just over 12 months ago, just to help connect, inspire mums, families, organisations, communities, producers and suppliers, etc. They have a number of events. There's some mumpreneur workshops and an online presence. And we decided that we'd like to put a cookbook together, just to, while we're on maternity leave, or just to use our skills, etc. For a while. So going back to June last year, we got together. There was a group of us, about a dozen or so, and using all our strengths, various roles in life, come together to put a book together.
Yeah, and to spread the word about the Hobart Mums Network, was that the point? Or to spread the word about a different kind of cooking? Was there an intention or a message behind the collection of recipes?
There wasn't so much a message, but we developed a concept that we wanted to sort of represent. So it's like a day in the life of a Hobart mum. So we've called out to the wider community to gather recipes. We have a concept like it starts around dawn. Dawn could be a different time of the day for anybody. There's always a post-workout mum, so the snacks that we're eating today are different. Lunch isn't just sandwiches. It's unusual to have a jam sandwich these days. 3:30itis is a pain. We all hate it, but we've got it there. We acknowledge the dinner is frantic. Then there's the mental relief, and that's dessert. We figured that we could...
that's a really interesting and utterly pragmatic approach to the cooking life of a family, because it echoes what my family life would be like, except for the jam sandwich, because we get desperate in our place. We have breakfast cereal half the time for... No, that's not quite true. I'll get into trouble. It's not been unknown.
And it is still common, but because of our exposure to the world now, I guess you could say our culinary challenges and what we think is the norm is changing. Sure. So there's the recipes in there. They go from a handmade muesli to baked eggs with chorizo, lunches, sushi. My little 4.5-year-old loves having sushi for lunch. It's one of his greatest things, but he'll still eat a jam sandwich. Dinners are always different now. The meat and 3 veg of 30 years ago is not probably so common. Now we're marinating our meats because we've had exposure to different flavours and spices, and we're learning to integrate them into our daily diet.
Yes, and it's also learning to, well, for me, the challenge is learning to anticipate, to prepare, to shop ahead.
Oh, the what's for dinner dilemma.
Yes. Rather than that,
I hate those words.
By crisis is how I eat half the time. It's like, which is an appalling way to eat.
It is. Well, one of the things that we're really proud of in this book is that you can pick it up any day, any time of the day, any day of the year, and find an applicable recipe. So there's sort of winter weight, summer weight recipes that you can use. Flip through it. The feedback from the recipes has been outstanding. The recipes all work. Prior to going to any publication happening, we had a massive testing process. So the contributors sent in the recipes. We sent them out to our food team. The food team was about 4 or 5 of us. We tested them for accuracy, sent them back to the contributor to say, okay, we may have changed a few bits, but we've kept the essence of your recipe. Now, are you happy for this to be yours? Then we sent it out to a blind testing team as well, and they said, yes, these work, they're great, they're fantastic, these are going to be our staples. So the feedback that we're getting from everyone that's purchased the book has been overwhelmingly
positive. Petty, you sound like a whole lot more organised than a group of mums who thought, let's put out a cookbook. There's a bit more going on, isn't there?
There's a little bit. Like I said, we all have our various strengths, and we come together to do what we do best. My background is cookery and nutrition. The administration manager, Ilka, she is the most amazing personal assistant. I would love to work with Ilka consistently. Our admin team knew exactly what they were doing. We had a print consultant, Tara. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew where to go and get the quotes, what we wanted, what paper types we wanted. Our graphic designer, Megan, she built the brief.
So in a group of 12 random mums, you did pretty well to get that team together then.
We did. We put the call out onto the network saying who wants to be involved. We had a great influx of people, and we use the strengths and weaknesses.
Sure. But do you meet regularly? Does the Hobart Mums Network have a weekly meeting somewhere?
No, not as such. There's a massive online presence. There's a chat room, I guess you can say. I think there's nearly 1,000.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's quite big. And the range of topics that are discussed always vary. You put up there whatever you want, and we're there to encourage and support and inspire you. The cookbook team as such, I think we met 3 times as a group. A lot of it was done after hours when our day jobs, children, went to bed. And even the day of the book launch, or the day before the book launch, there was 2 or 3 team members that hadn't actually met, but they'd spoken to each other on Facebook. So it was really nice to actually see them meet for the first time. People involved with the photography, for instance, hadn't met the graphic designer in person.
But this is the changing world again, isn't it? Where a group of people who've never met face to face can produce something as fabulous as this, and do it all through social media.
It's fantastic.
Do it electronically. So you've got 1,000 friends in your network, but you probably have only met, half a dozen of them.
Half a dozen of them, yeah. It's funny, actually, sometimes you look in the chat room, you see a post, and I haven't met Rula or Liz, but I almost wonder now, how will they respond to that post? And it's nice because I haven't met these people, but I feel comforted knowing that they're there, and if I needed some advice, I could go to them, which is really nice.
It's nice too, like in a modern world where we are so fast and everything's going on, that you're still getting a sense of community, even in even in that online presence. Like being able to talk to someone like, how do you save burnt rissoles?
That's pretty much it. But the range of topics that we discuss is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you save burnt rissoles?
Yeah. I mean, there's dilemmas out there.
There is. A sharp knife and lots of gravy.
That's it. Onion gravy. What's that lump? Onion.
And this is a mental readjustment for a lot of people listening, and I include myself in that you would think my inquiry about my rissoles is far too trivial to involve in other people's life, yet it's the reality of other people's lives as well, and everybody might have quite seriously, a way around that.
Yeah.
But I tend to think, I wouldn't want to be that trivial. I wouldn't, that's just me.
But I think
it's a common experience.
It's adding to that sense of community where you can... We used to do it with our next door neighbour, but the reality is we're too fast and we're probably plugged into the system at some point anyway. So
that we don't.
We're losing that art of communicating. So I think it's a great thing. And on top of that, we all get to benefit from a cracking cookbook out of it.
One of the recipes in there is for quesadillas. So then there's also some notes in there.
What's a quesadilla?
Quesadilla, it's like a toasted tortilla with grilled cheese. You can put whatever you want in there. So your burnt rissoles, once you've cut your crusty bits off that the chickens or the pup gets to eat, then you put it in the next day with your grilled cheese and whatever leftovers you've got.
Mexican cheese sandwich, think that. Yeah. Cheese, meat, like tortilla, crispy, perfect.
Can you flick the book open for me, Alistair? You got it in front of you. The first thing you notice is the photos, isn't it?
The photos are absolutely gorgeous. For someone who... I don't buy cookbooks without photos, I have to admit. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I'll throw this over to Chris.
The energy balls.
Energy balls.
I
like, hidden goodness in there, I think.
We had the cyclone tornado that hit Hobart late last November. That was the day of the photo shoot. And I was called out to go and get my 2 boys, and my mum called in a panic to the house that there was a cyclone coming straight for Cambridge. And I get home and there was no one left except poor old Lisa. So I pinned her in the corner and made her finish the shoot.
That's the way. So that hand was actually trembling on the Powerball.
The fear of Penny, the wrath of Penny.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was lovely. And the food stylist, Yell, in particular, she said, for a group of women to come together on that day and do what we did when we hadn't known each other or met each other or worked together, Alistair, you would know, putting a bunch of strangers in a kitchen environment expecting amazing results just doesn't happen.
Yes.
But we all had our strengths and we all capitalised on what we did, and we put our faith that each would and could do as required. It worked.
Alistair's mum's been known to cook a dish or two and write a book or two. You've come across Sally, I think, in the preparation of this, haven't you?
Yes, we contacted Sally and she kindly contributed some recipes. So her jam recipe's in there, her berry cordial recipe and her relish recipe's in there. And she was also very kind enough to come and speak at the launch about the book as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it
was
great.
Lovely.
Yeah.
She was really kind.
Yeah. Actually, Sally's on the radio next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. talkback, or jams and preserves, whatever we call it, talkback. Your mum's on next week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Is this a fundraiser then for the network? Or
It is. It's to help the Hobart Mums Network become financially secure and to help pay for various events, but also a large proportion of it's going to Small Steps, which is a Hobart City Mission initiative to raise funds for young mums at risk. So they've they've purchased a property, and now they just need basically some more funds to help pay the bills. And once it's all up and running and established, it's going to be self-sustaining. So there'll be, I think, up to 12 young mums and their families for 2 years to teach them life skills and just to help keep them out of the foster care environment.
It's brilliant, Penny. It's such a win-win for everybody, isn't it? And I'm thinking, you're going to mum's for afternoon tea, you're thinking, oh, maybe I should have got her a present. I assume you can get this online, eh?
You can get this online.
Do it right now,
You can do it right now. You could. HobartMums.net. You can pop into Fuller's Bookstore, have them as well. There's various outlets in Hobart. And the Haven have them in town. They're open Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. But from this Wednesday, I believe it's National Families Week, so the Haven's open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and Monday, Tuesday next week.
Yes.
From 10 to 2, so you can pick them up.
Yeah, but what sort of price have you got on?
$25.
Is that all? $25? You don't get much for $25 in publication. Yeah, full colour publication. That wouldn't cost. It wouldn't be cheap to print something like that as well. Yeah, and to join the Hobart Mums Network, you just simply do a search and join online. Is that how?
Yeah,
how
you
it
can
goes?
join online. I believe all the links are there if you want. There's a very small membership fee which just helps cover overheads. They have a lot of workshops, family-friendly ones, or
when you say
the Hobart Mums Network, I guess.
Yeah, so it's
we.
Yeah, it's
the royal we.
Yeah, but it's an amorphous mob of people, is it though? But is there like a head mum?
There is a head mum. I guess you could call her. She'd probably be cringing at the moment at the thought of that. Christine Jolly's the head mum, the director of the Hobart Mums Network. She set all of this up.
The big mama.
Does she get an extra big wooden spoon?
If we've been naughty. Penny, you haven't sold 4 books today. No, Christine set it all up. She's done it. She moved from America and just found the overwhelming support that she received in Hobart amazing and just wanted to give that back, and I think she's done it tenfold.
And here am I saying all this anti-American, whatever, interpreted how you will stuff earlier. Yeah. You wouldn't have to be a Hobart mum, though, would you? You just
I don't believe so, but a lot of the benefits and the events, I guess, are Hobart-centric.
Do you have to have proof that you've actually got children?
No.
Send in photos of your kids.
I think the
or something?
fear in your eyes sort of gives that away.
I think it's fantastic. As Alistair said, it's the over the fence replacement in a contemporary world, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is. It goes beyond the pages of just a cookbook. What it does for the community and the skills that each of the team members have been able to use and develop. The Small Steps, the program, even our advertisers, they're now being able to source different ingredients that there's demand for. They know what their customers want.
Terrific.
We know which Tasmanian suppliers and advertisers want to support us, so in turn we can support them. So we're keeping local businesses afloat. It's a win for everybody.
Yeah. All right, we're down to our last 30 seconds. The name of the book, again, if you want to go into your bookshop and ask for it, if you can't get online, is
Inspired Cooking, compilation of family recipes from Hobart Mums.
From the Hobart Mums Network, or you can just do a search for that, and you could even sign up if you're interested too. Or give us a quick call now, and we can probably put you in touch with Penny on 1300 222 936. Chef Alistair Wise, thank you very much for coming in this morning.
No worries.
The Quince and Chocolate Torte is up on Facebook right now, and we'll have a replay of the audio with the method as well up on our weekends blog by 1 o'clock this afternoon. And Penny Lamprey, thank you for coming in as well. Stay in touch.
Thank you for having us.
Chris Wisby saying good morning for now. You're listening to 936 ABC Hobart, ABC Northern Tasmania. It's 12 midday.